I'm going to talk about the evidence for causal relationships between socio-economic status and health. Socio-economic status is the social standing or class of an individual or group depending on a combination of factors including occupation, education, income, wealth, and place of residence. Sociologists often use socioeconomic status as a means of predicting behavior and indicate whether an individual's background is an indicator of any underlying health issues. This figure shows the life expectancy for social class between the 1970s and the 1990s. In both periods, there's a clear gradient. The higher the social class, the longer the life expectancy. But between the 1970s and 1990s, the life expectancy for all social classes improved, so much that if you were social class 4, partly skilled in 1992 to 6, your life expectancy was greater than someone in social class 1 20 years earlier. Reverse causation is an important subject, where poor health is most likely to cause lower SES or social economic status because impaired health and functioning may reduce opportunities for income generation as you are less motivated and physically able to work. The problem with inferring causation from correlational data is that was carried out by an investigation carried out by Marmot, Shipley, Hamilton, and PJ, displaying a clear health gradient between coronary heart disease mortality rates and civil servant employment grade and age. Before the experiment, participants were classified into different employment grades and asked to fill in a questionnaire about their health history and life choices. The results showed that the lower the grade, the higher the coronary risks, especially since the people in the other category were 3.6 times the mortality rate of those in the administrative category. It's difficult to infer cause from this because there are other factors that could contribute to health risk of CHD, like age. The 60 to 64-year-olds had a much higher risk of disease than people in the other ages because old age is often associated with greater health risks. Also, the investigators found an association between health and height. The men in the other grade were on the average shorter than those in the administrative grade, which could mean that shorter people have a higher risk of coronary heart disease. Therefore, from this data, we cannot conclude that poor health is a direct cause of low SES. Longitudinal studies provide temporary associations between SES and health as opposed to cross-sectional designs, which are limited in the fact that they only make comparisons within a short period of time. Therefore, they cannot infer causation between two factors over the time period. An example of longitudinal studies was carried out by Cohen et al. At 2004 about the susceptibility to the common cold virus, where he nasally injected the cold virus into 334 adults and asked them to recall childhood parental home ownership. He stated that home ownership is associated with both greater assets and income with better health because adults are generally able to recall whether their parents owned or rented their homes when they were growing up. Parental home ownership provides a good retrospective indicator of economic circumstance over the course of childhood and adolescence. The results show that only 60% of participants did not know whether their parents owned homes during one or more of the 18 years. The graph shows that those with parents owned less homes were more susceptible to the cold. We can also infer causation from quasi-experimental data because they show SES that undergo a naturally occurring change over time. Moretti investigated the impact of college openings on the incidence of low birth rates and premature birth. There were no clear trends in these negative factors prior to opening the college, but there was a significant drop in their incidences, showing that not only income and occupation affects the health of an individual, but education as well. To conclude, while there is a large amount of data that supports that there's a relationship between low SES and low health, and therefore that we can only observe a correlation from, there is an amount of empirical data that not only support the causal link between low SES and health, but show stronger evidence for low SES causing low health as opposed to low health causing low SES. Thank you.